Okay, Aquarius, people have come and gone, right? It is, what day is it? I think it's Friday. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and get started shuffling your cards. I'm using the Badass Bitches Tarot by Cards. I use these for last week's weeklies, or the first 2 weeks of November, but I'm going to use them now, just because, like, they give me Scorpio-type energy. Alright, so, who am I doing? Aquarius. Saturn is going to be going into Aquarius soon, and so is Pluto eventually, but no, Jupiter and Saturn sooner than Pluto will, actually. So this will be nice. It's your ruling planet, you know, ancient ruler. Your modern day ruler is actually in Taurus right now, which it doesn't necessarily like being there because it doesn't get to be as radical as it wants to be. Or Taurus doesn't really like it there because Taurus doesn't want things kind of like being broken. It likes to keep to tradition, to stay comfortable. But Uranus is actually breaking up tradition and breaking up the comfort level, right? You can see it. It's out in the streets. And that is trining with economy and government, executive order, and executive leadership, which is also in another earth sign, which is Capricorn. Okay, let's see. I feel like this one is probably going to be shorter than the other ones just because, like, this is my third. But I think I already did Scorpio, right? I did. You have to look at it. Oh, okay. So. Oh, wow. Okay. Aquarius, I have to remember that. This is you. So the Ten of Swords is at the bottom, and the Ten of Swords is talking about endings, right? It is Sun in Gemini, so this could be related to children, siblings, family situation. Something is being resolved or something is coming to a place of completion, right? This is also saying that you can't turn back or you can't go back to the way things were. This talks about growing up, right? And the way that you see the world now has changed. You are thinking on a more mature level, so that means that you might have to make some changes or some adjustments where you see fit. Yeah, you probably have outgrown a situation too, and now it's time to move, because this talks about expansion, growth, and change that comes from an ending, right? So we have to reshape our perspective, right? Or maybe the way that you are perceiving things has changed over time. So that has prompted you to, you know, close the door in some area, way, shape, or form. And this reading is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or if you have your Sun or your ruling planet in your 11th house, okay? So let's keep going. You didn't get any cards that fell out, so I feel like for you, this is good. Oh, okay, yes. So it also could be like movement or travel or something like that. You know, you could be waiting for that, waiting for the right time or the timing with something. Yes, you know, these 10s are ruled by the Wheel of Fortune, which talks about travel, right? And Jupiter actually in esoteric astrology rules Aquarius, you know, because that's how you get to see something different. So this is saying that you're getting the opportunity to have a situation change for you, or to see something different, okay? To have a new learning experience, which is great, because we need you to have a new learning experience because you're getting bored with something, or something is getting old. You know what I mean? Like the 10s do talk about something getting old. This could even be like a job or a career or something that you're doing, because the 10th house is Capricorn, and that talks about your professional life and your place in the world. You know, so that could be getting old. But you're bored with something, right? Um, yeah, and consequently, something has to change. Something has lived its lifespan, you know? Or the idea of something doesn't necessarily mean the same thing anymore. Okay, wow. So the sun is in the center, which is basically saying, yes. And the sun is number 19, and that, my dear, is a 10. Going back to this 10 of swords, right? And the sun rules Leo. Pluto is exalted in Leo, so it talks about a transformation. It talks about something changing. It does talk about a new beginning. This is good. I like this. I have 11th house energy. Yeah, I do. I sure do. But you might be dealing with the Leo. But the sun talks about like passionate quests of exploration, you know? And this is freedom. You have the freedom to explore, you know, all of your interests and desires because it's going to help you formulate who you are, right? We aren't just the people that we have become at the age of what? I don't know, 12, 15, 18, 25, 30. Like, you're meant to, like, evolve and change and become, you know, you become more self-affirming as you get older. You know what I mean? And this is also saying, like, you don't have to have people tell you who you are because you know, like that type of thing, okay? You are an individual like the sun, and it's saying, like, focus on what makes you special and focus on what your strengths are as well, to be quite honest, because it's like if you listen to what other people might think of you or tell you who you are to them, then that's just who you are to them. So who are you to you? You know, who cares about that? And let's see what the challenge is. 7 of Cups, right? So the 7 of Cups is like your emotions are distracting you from being able to make, I guess, just decisions, right? This 7 is Venus in Scorpio. And Venus in Scorpio is 2 houses away from where she wants to be. So if she wants to be in Libra, then that's her first house, and then Scorpio will be the second house. So it's talking about money, and it's talking about finances, and it could be talking about job, work, career, or relationship. So the sun could be bringing focus to a toxic relationship, and like I said, don't let other people tell you who you are. You know who you are, like that type of thing. So Aquarius, if you feel as though you are facing some emotional challenges from your toxic relationships, then you need to detox from these relationships, and that's kind of like choosing the healthier options and what's going to be better for you, you know, because you could be relating to something that's unhealthy for you, you know. And the 7s are also talking about like searching for something or looking for something, because it is related to the Chariot, but then it's also related to the 7th house of Libra. So we're thinking and we're feeling and we're processing our thoughts and feelings, and we're realizing that we may not like what that is. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, we're realizing something with the sun being here, and the 10 of Swords is also saying that, you know, like chop it, right? That type of thing. And this is just like being confused, right? And it's like the lesson here is that you might be wasting your time trying to relate to something in an intimate way or on a deeper level. It's like it's like this is never going to be any further or get any deeper than it already is. And you might be trying to like make it that, or it's like you just may want it so much. It's like the desire, right? Because this is Venus being in her 2nd house of I have, right? And then it is Scorpio, so it's talking about desires, right? So it's like your desires may not be good for you, right? Or it's like focusing on somebody, right? Having a crush or being like in love, or focusing on something that's not good for you. Stop bringing attention to that stuff. Okay, yeah, in the past, 5 of Wands, you know. the vibes are talking about conflict, and it's like a necessary evil, because there is, you have to be made aware, and you have to become aware of where you may have been, giving up parts of yourself to certain groups or certain situations or certain institutions. It's like the bond or the contractor in this relationship might have been very competitive, and that might be where the toxicity came from, right? But it is also Saturn in Leo, which Saturn rules Capricorn, and it also rules Aquarius. But Saturn being in Leo is actually debilitated. So this could be talking about like the job or the relationship is actually more challenging than it needs to be. It's competition amongst friends, perhaps. Or it could be like competitive family relationships. The bee is back, and I want it to go away. Oh my God. It's beautiful though. So yeah, that's what that's talking about. And the Five of Wands is also talking about the need to like pull away from the drama of others, okay? And you may have learned a lesson in that. You may have learned not to get involved. It's kind of like, don't get involved in matters that don't concern you, that type of thing. Saturn being in Leo could be teaching you a lesson of ego, right? Maybe there's a situation in the past that was humbling for you, and you may have needed that. And you might have been dealing with a Leo or a Taurus. But it also talks about being stubborn, right? And being fixed on what you want and your desires. So that could be getting in the way, and that could be creating the restriction for you, right? So realize what it is that you maybe need to unidentify with that is creating the problem, right? You know what I'm talking about. So in your sun position, I'm like imagining that I like got stung. I need to stop. Okay, so this is great. You got the Ten of Pentacles in the Sun position, so this is talking about, it's a wealth card, but Virgo talks about your health, and your wealth is in your health, and this is kind of like, I know now what's healthier for me. You know what I mean? This is also like bringing focus to your career, right? Tens do talk about completion or success or the definition of something, or something that is affirmed, okay? So this could be like a lot of time, energy, and effort put into an investment, right? Or this could be, just being ready for a change. Because this Ten of Pentacles is going to reduce to the Ace of Pentacles. And this is like a new investment. This could be saying that you're ready to invest in a new way in something, right? This Ten of Pentacles being here. What is this? Mercury and Virgo. Perfect communication, right? That's kind of like it's in its rulership. Some people would say that it's exalted there. So it's like exploring all of your options, right? What is going to be the best way for you to invest your time or your money, your energy or your effort? Does this fit into my life in a way where it's going to add to it? That's what we're looking for. We're trying to bring about improvements, progressions, right? And enhance the quality of an experience. So that could be like by investing in something that's like, newer, or more elevated or more spacious or something like that. This could be that you could be tired of the same thing, want to change. Tired of your job, you could be finding like this is the right time to like change something. Mercury is searching, Mercury is exploring, and Virgo is adjusting, right? And analyzing things. So this is a responsibility to also get your finances and other things in order, right? Because everything is connected, okay? And you can start seeing certain things, defects, or inconsistency. This is a very consistent card. Like Mercury can be challenging because it might be detached, right? Preoccupied, inconsistent. But Virgo wants Mercury to be more consistent. So this is saying like something is going to become more consistent for you. Consistent income, right? Yes. It's the Nine of Cups in Jupiter and Pisces, and it's a 9, so it's still related to the Hermit, which is actually Virgo. Okay. Jupiter is like luck, expansion. It's the greater benefic. Okay, and Pisces is a dreamer. You know, so this is saying like, go after your dreams. You know what I mean? If you don't take risks that matter to you, then it's not going to feel like you're living your life, or it's not going to feel like you're getting the satisfaction out of life that you are seeking, you know? And with the Nine of Cups being in the moon position, this is saying like you need to seek out to explore, you know, creative exploration. Like do things that make you feel challenged, or take risks, you know, try doing something that you've never done before, or take yourself out of the same reality that you've always been in, so that you can be creatively inspired. Because Pisces is a very inspired sign. And it wants to kind of like find new ways to explore. Oh my god, these bees. It wants to find like new ways to do things, and new, you know, I don't know. It's like the timing too, you know, timing may never be like right for something. So it's kind of like you have to do it when you're inspired to do it, you know, because you could sit around waiting to be inspired while you're already inspired, you know what I mean? It's like, you know what you want to do. So let's see what this card is. I'm like totally getting up after this because the bee just will not stop. Let's see. Oh my god. Hold on. Okay, that was crazy. I've been stung before, and it was like not a good experience. So where were we? Yes. Do what you're inspired to do, because it's going to make you feel like you are, you know, living your life, thriving off of your creativity. You know what I mean? We thrive off of creativity, right? There we go. We have the Two of Cups here as well. So it's kind of like, you know, the Two of Cups is a very beautiful card. It's Venus in Cancer. So it's like you have to, that's how we, you know, we get to a place. You know, this also talks about like destiny or a destination. Okay, so you were destined to have some sort of experience, or destined to go somewhere. This is like, it's a relationship basically. Or it's kind of like how you are, what is being revealed to you based on how you feel, you know, and it's exploring the feeling and then having like things come up, within exploring this place, you know. Okay, so what is this? The Judgment card. All right, so definitely talking about like a relationship, because the Judgment card is 20 and that reduces to a 2. So the Judgment card is Pluto, and that talks about atonement, and it also is talking about, you know, submitting to something or letting go. You know, it's like making a conscious choice to let go of something that was controlling you or something that may have been defining you. It's like not letting a moment or the moment, that thing, that person, or what was said define me. You know, that type of thing. And it's kind of like being reborn, or you might even be feeling like you're getting another chance, or you're getting another shot at something with the Judgment card being here. You see what I mean? Because it is a card of transformation, Pluto. So it's kind of like you might be feeling like you're getting another shot at living, or you might be getting like another shot at like a relationship or something like that. It's kind of like that, you know, because the Judgment card is like, you may have been holding on to something, right? And once you finally choose to let go of that thing that you were, you know, that identified you in a negative way, you begin to change, and you begin to see yourself and your situation in a different light, you know. So then it's like a weight has been lifted, right? So I feel like you need to make a conscious choice to let go of something that you were obsessing over, that was controlling you in some kind of way, shape, or form. Yes, because you were ignoring what really mattered. Okay. And like I said, it's being revealed to you. You know, when you choose to forgive someone or a situation or yourself, you just feel lighter. You feel better. It's like you're no longer distracted from that thing. Okay. It's also a sense of freedom that comes from that. You know, you have to set yourself free from the one thing that might have been holding you back because of what your will and your ego may have wanted, right? Maybe you wanted to try to prevent something, but there was no way of doing that. You know what I mean? And that's why you may resent it, the situation, or the person. You know, sometimes situations happen in our lives with certain people, and it's just that it's the situation. It's not necessarily the people that brought on the situation. It was just something that had to occur. It was destined to happen. And so we have to accept things as such, you know, as, you know, just destiny or karmic or fate or something like that, you know, because you can't change what has already happened. And that is Scorpio season, right? And that is, I have Pluto in my first house, right? And Saturn. So I get really upset when I am made to feel a certain way, you know, like displeasure or anything like that, and I didn't have to have that feeling. You know, it's like someone saying something that is kind of emotionally immature and reckless, and they aren't affected by it, but the other people or person are. So it's like the impression has been left on this person. Now they have to deal with this, you know, the trash or whatever it was, the toxic comment, statement, whatever act that this person did that's completely detached from it. But now you are like holding on to this. Hello. So I get really upset when that happens. And I'm a Libra, so it's kind of like if it's not fair, then I'm really upset. But the Judgment card, like I said, is a 2, because it's 20 and it reduces to a 2, and so is the Justice card, right? Because it's number 11 and it reduces to a 2 as well. and the High Priestess. Okay, but Pluto is the esoteric ruler of Pisces in esoteric astrology. So let's look at this Venus position here. The bee is gone, or it like stung me and I don't know, or it just kind of like, you know, it got a laugh out of chasing me and now it's kind of like satisfied with that. The Ace of Pentacles is in your relationship position or in the Venus position. So this is talking about something that's coming in that might bring you some pleasure, like a job, money, a change of something. It's something that changes the status, right, in some kind of way, shape, or form. I don't know, this could be like going back to work, or this could be like an extra day or an extra shift at work, or this could be like, you know, that problem that you have with your car finally getting fixed, you know, like the tire or something, you know, something that is of material importance or of quality. But yeah, this is something that's being brought to your attention, that's being offered to you perhaps, that is going to make you feel like you are in your power again, or it's going to affirm something for you or define something that is positive, I think, right? Because after the Ace of Pentacles comes the Eight of Pentacles, and that's the work. You know, it's the work that you put into something, it's the detail that you put into something, and it's the focus that you put into something as well. This is like, it's a card of intellectual ability. It's a card of, you know, prowess and finesse. So this is consistency, right? So we're looking for more consistency. We're having to make these adjustments. But these are very strong, definitive adjustments. It's not like, let me see if this works. It's like, no, I actually know that this is how I want things to be, and I'm asserting my power by stating that. And, you know, it's taking things into your own hands, in a way, right? And so then you have the Queen of Cups here, which is kind of related to the Three of Cups, which is Venus, actually no, which is Mercury in Cancer, okay? So this is like, it's like emotional satisfaction, but it comes from allowing yourself to explore your options, or to kind of like take risks, right? Or to do things that are like, going to inspire you. That's kind of like what this is. See, it's like search and seek inspiration, right? Search for that, and that's going to help you feel lighter. It's going to add to the quality of your life's experience. And you know, the Queen of Cups is talking about an environment, so it's a safe, healthy environment. Someone, you know, it's double water, so it's somebody that you can trust. Maybe you need to spend some time with the person that you really care about, right? The most, or one of them. And then you have the Ace of Swords here, which is, you know, saying that you need to pay attention to something, and it's probably, I don't know, it's like a situation ended so that this one could begin, but the last situation ended because it was too oppressive, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like you needed to be freed from that oppressive situation. It's like there was a lot of time spent kind of like, you know, exploring what the options were and where to go within the situation, but then it just kind of like fizzled out, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, and you have it here actually, the Ten of Swords is actually at the bottom of the deck, so it's correlating, right? It's referencing back to that. So this one, you know, it's like show over, show's over. Now I can change focus. Now I can look at something else different, you know. It's new inspiration, and it's kind of like a breath of fresh air too, right? Bringing your focus to a new area. And it's kind of like focusing on yourself too. Like, what are your ideas? The Ace of Swords is like, I can think for myself now. I don't need anybody to tell me like what to do or where to go. Like, this could even be just like being single, right? And not, or it could be, you know, just choosing to like move or live alone, something like that. But that Ace of Swords is definitely detaching from something old, you know, because a situation may have gotten stale, or, you know, it didn't meet your expectations anymore. So something had to change so that you weren't, you know, complacent or just finding yourself dissatisfied, you know, because sometimes the 10s can be dissatisfied with their experience. It's like the 10th house is Capricorn, right? So it's like if you keep going for the same thing, or if you keep consuming, Capricorn, right, 10th house, the same thing over and over again, you won't ever feel like you have enough of that thing, you know? It's like drinking or money or anything for that matter. Like for me, I feel like I would never be able to have enough dogs in my life, right? I do. But obviously, that's a crazy problem. Like I have a friend and they are Capricorn rising and they love money. And they were joking the other day, but they were talking about like breeding dogs. And I was like, oh my God, no. Like, you don't know anything about that. That's not even a passion for you. You probably don't even care about like the well-being of, you know what I mean? So like, why would you do anything like that? It's really just the money, right? So that was crazy. I don't know. So it's like, focus on what matters most, I feel. So that's it. I didn't really get stung by the bee, so that was great. I finished the reading. Do it. I would say change your focus. And there actually is no turning back. You know, you can't go back and change the experience that you already had. You know what I mean? The experience happened the way that it was meant to happen karmically, so that you can learn the lesson that you were meant to learn from the people that you were meant to learn them from. But don't blame learning the lesson on the people that you know, sort of like contributed, you know, to the experience. They didn't really choose to. Anyway, I'm gonna leave you with that, Aquarius, and